As they approach, Pariah is tormenting us. Neil deGrasse Tyson cries, demanding to know what he considers to be the Pilgrim's most frustrating and depressing finding in the last 10 years. A revelation for which scientists had not even begun to prepare since the Pilgrim returned this unsettling data from space. Laid out, experts aren't getting any sleep, and people are moving around under stress. The traveler recently noticed these elusive objects, and since then, experts, analysts, and Neil deGrasse Tyson modelers have been fighting them from their stations. We don't know where these unexpected developments are coming from or heading. However, we can be confident that we have never before seen anything like them. What are these mysterious objects that Pioneer 1 recently discovered? Come along today as we analyze these responses in Neil deGrasse Tyson's Pioneer 1, which has detected 500 space-passing dark objects. Voyager 1 has been traveling through the streets of space for almost 50 years, studying important areas that are off-limits to ground-based telescopes and making shocking discoveries that leave us speechless. The Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Research Facility is home to virtuoso individuals who pour into Voyager 1, making it the glorious center of the new interstellar regions. We are now more aware of the magnificent wonders of our cosmos thanks to this engineering feat. Neil deGrasse Tyson has verified that Pioneer has observed 500 black objects silently floating in space, which is another development. Standard experts were taken aback by this revelation and began to scrutinize the data that Pilgrim 1 had gathered. Not too far away, something strange was fermenting, testing to answer this bubbling question that had bewildered even the most accomplished scientists. Various interpretations have been circulating since Neil deGrasse Tyson confirmed this disclosure, each attempting to paint a unique picture that helps to unravel the riddle. If it had been a different rocket carrying the kind of mind-boggling information that was recently transmitted from space, experts could have examined the veracity of the data. Nevertheless, we are discussing Adventure 1, the space experiment that has been traveling over the vast expanses of space for nearly half a century, surpassing our expectations much to a patient recovering from an illness. By surviving longer than the 3 years that scientists had predicted, Voyager 1 has spent nearly 45 years in space and made significant discoveries. The most fascinating aspect of this well-known tale is that Pilgrim is writing this tale of triumph from a great distance away from Earth. When experts last examined the space test, it was located 14.5 billion miles from Earth and was traveling through space at an unstoppable speed with no indication that it will slow down anytime soon. According to researchers, the space test has been proceeding at a rate that is annually equivalent to the distance between Earth and the Sun on a number of occasions. Given the length of its journey in space, one would have normally expected the space test speed to have fallen entirely. This is one reality that specialists have found a bit difficult to comprehend. Further investigation reveals that Traveler 1 will definitely be the unique case in this tale, and it has once again provided evidence of this with its most recent revelations. For the specialists, it was just another day until Adventurer 1 brought them some exciting news that would live in their memories for a very long time. By happenstance, Voyager 1 had discovered several peculiar objects traveling across space. This shocking discovery explains why cosmologists were initially perplexed when they examined data indicating that about 500 dark objects had appeared out of nowhere. We went from knowing nothing about these things to experts using all of their brain power to solve this conundrum that nature had given them in the blink of an eye. Experts were in a fix, and Pilgrim 1 was the lone responsible party for the problem. Analysts suddenly realized that the space test carried a tremendous burden in addition to holding the key to unlocking the mystery. From the beginning, when information regarding this discovery became available, some experts speculated that it might have been a mistake. They thought that Voyager might have been discovering it by mistake and, as a result, might have been returning inaccurate data to us. Given that Adventurer 1 was launched in 1977, that is, over 50 years of active service to humanity, it would seem reasonable to make this explanation if we want to proceed along this current trajectory. It was reasonable to assume that the test computers would have run out of juice and started to malfunction, failing to perform their assigned tasks and providing the ground team with inaccurate data. Despite how appealing this scenario may seem, experts have recommended against settling there since it would be disrespectful to the conciliatory nature of the Pilgrim. In defiance of the hurried expectations of cynics, Pilgrim 1 has continuously produced outstanding data about our universe despite the harsh and flighty environment of space. The space test's 2 redundant computer systems have allowed it to continue operating for a long time. Voyager 1 has 2 sets of command subsystems, including attitude and articulation control systems, ACS, and flight information systems, FDS, just like its twin, Explorer 2. This has been the unseen power underlying the rocket's resilient spirit in its battle to explore space and find revelations. The capacity to activate dormant computer parts and switch between systems constantly was made possible by the overt redundancy, which extended the lifespan of the components. During the Voyager 1 planning phase, Earth-based engineers devised a strategy to increase the spacecraft's effectiveness. Because of time and power budget constraints, it was projected that the test's instruments would rely on enhanced systems. Electrical experts came to the conclusion that simpler systems based on hardware logic were needed to construct the instruments. As such, Pioneer computer systems have 3 dual redundant pairs, power management, and 6 onboard processors that are incorporated into a distributed system. After overcoming this challenge, specialists were faced with the daunting task of system maintenance. A continuous power management strategy was developed in order to overcome this formidable level. This is when things start to get interesting. Power management involved maintaining the operational components of the Explorer computer systems, which is a challenging undertaking considering the restricted power supplies on board the spacecraft. This was an example of using a small set of tools to hunt wild animals in the deep wilderness while using a tracker. Taking everything into account, scientists devised a few strategies to optimize and monitor power consumption on board the Pilgrim in order to get past this problem. An actual illustration of these artificially created power management strategies is the necessary shutdown of insignificant systems. Experts were compelled to make this tough choice and employed a methodical technique to locate and deactivate components or subsystems that are not necessary for achieving the shuttle's primary mission objectives. When we inspect the radiators connected to particular instruments that had to be turned off, we can detect evidence of this. Originally, the purpose of these radiators was to keep the instruments at a certain temperature for best performance. In any case, because it significantly decreased the amount of power consumed inside the rocket, the tail had to be changed to only activate them when absolutely essential. This reduction in rocket power consumption has a ripple effect, extending the test life. This is a mutually beneficial partnership. Similarly, we must keep in mind that closing down insignificant systems is not a decision that is made lightly. A planned action like this necessitates carefully weighing the trade-offs between power conservation and the shuttle's scientific objectives. Every time such a decision was taken, everyone needed to be present. It was necessary for experts and professionals with training to get together and assess how turning off particular systems might affect the availability and caliber of scientific data. Everything was based on the facts that were readily available. Emotions had no bearing. The crew was motivated by the goal of maximizing power efficiency without compromising the rocket's fundamental capabilities, allowing it to continue collecting crucial data about our cosmos without interference. Both experts and engineers insisted that nothing should stop Voyager 1 from learning the profound mysteries that are hidden in the forbidden regions of space, secrets that the cosmos has been withholding from humanity for eons. Nevertheless, NASA specialists are using other methods besides targeted power reduction to keep the Voyager afloat and operating as best they can in space. Up their sleeves, they anticipated offering one more big advantage that would help to support the rocket. The skilled experts had to come up with power management plans that work in the constantly shifting circumstances of the shuttle's present surroundings. For example, available solar energy decays when Traveler 1 attempts to go farther away from the sun. Although the experts arrived prepared, we both agree that this is a problem. They compensated for this increasing danger by making sure that the space apparatus adjusted its power usage appropriately. NASA engineers and analysts will benefit from this flexible method since it guarantees that power resources are deployed effectively to support the test's vital duties and data transfer down to Earth. This is not the end of the good news. Over time, engineers have been able to optimize and simplify the space apparatus's power system thanks to continuous technological breakthroughs and updates in power management. Upon closer inspection, these improvements include enhanced battery charging techniques, more effective power distribution, and developments in power management and control. For engineers, The application of carefully considered and designed power management systems has created an interesting new avenue. It has enabled them to prolong Pilgrim 1's operational life in tandem with Explorer 2, its twin. For both the globe at large and standard specialists specifically, this is a huge accomplishment. The meticulous work and resource management have given Explorer 1 the power it needs to keep delving deeper into the cosmos. The realization sent a seismic shockwave through the scientific research halls. The world was rocked by Neil deGrasse Tyson's sincere declaration, which emphasized Advent's 10 years of painstaking investigation. You're one in the middle of interstellar space, a huge territory. By coincidence, the shuttle had discovered an anomaly. 500 disorganized components, whose origins and intentions remain mostly unknown, silently roaming the empty space. This unexpected event set off a scientific investigation gone wild. Researchers and scientists from all over the world launched a concentrated attempt to comprehend these perplexing papers, trying to figure out their origins and objectives. With its remarkable revelation, Adventure 1 launched a new era in space exploration that challenged preconceived notions and brought cosmic oddities to light from fresh angles. We may learn new things about the nature of the cosmos and our place in it as a result of the continual analysis of this material, which promises to expand our understanding. The ultimate objective is still to uncover the mystery behind these dark components and how they affect our comprehension of space, even as we continue to delve deeper into the matter. The field of study has greatly broadened as scientists continue to solve the riddle of the 500 black objects that Traveler 1 discovered. The first information gathered by the shuttle has already given rise to a number of fascinating theories. According to one view, these objects might represent the remains of past astronomical catastrophes, including debris from asteroids or burst stars. However, it's possible that they're composed of materials that aren't known to science at this time, suggesting the existence of brand new materials or possibly whole new physical phenomena. Expert computer models are being used by astrophysicists to replicate the paths and potential sources of these particles. Analysts seek to ascertain whether they originated from different unique events or from a common source by examining their routes and speeds. This portion of the research is essential to comprehending the discovery's wider ramifications, including the potential existence of cosmic cycles or interactions that were overlooked in the past. The task of tracking these objects has drawn in observatories from all over the world. The data that Pilgrim 1 returned is being verified and expanded upon using ground-based telescopes, offering a more thorough understanding of their properties. A major component of this effort is the use of high-resolution imaging and spectrum analysis to look for any physical characteristics or chemical signals that might provide additional information on their nature. Theoretical physicists are looking into how these discoveries might affect our comprehension of fundamental physics in addition to their observations. For instance, the objects might provide information on dark matter or dark energy ideas if they show unusual electromagnetic or gravitational effects. These discoveries may completely alter our understanding of the most mysterious aspects of the cosmos. Additionally, the discovery has sparked interdisciplinary cooperation. Experts from cosmology, mathematics, and material science are lending their knowledge to unravel the mystery behind these unexplained objects. This collaborative method is guaranteeing that all possible perspectives are investigated and is promoting a more comprehensive understanding of the facts. This new astronomical enigma is currently being included into curricula at academic institutions and research facilities, with the goal of inspiring the future generation of scientists. The general public is now much more interested in space exploration, and many are keenly watching the investigation's developments. The broad appeal and relevance of the revelation have resulted in increased financing and support for space missions and research due to this reinvigorated interest in space science. Moreover, the consequences of the discovery go beyond the scientific domain. These things may find useful uses in industry and technology if their unusual characteristics or behaviors are discovered. For example, the objects could be employed in electronics or sophisticated manufacturing if they include new materials that have extraordinary strength or conductivity. As the inquiry moves forward, the scholarly community is cautious but optimistic. We're doing a comprehensive analysis on the data Pilgrim 1 returned to make sure there are no errors or anomalies. Replication studies and peer review are crucial for verifying the results and making sure the conclusions are solid and trustworthy. In conclusion, Voyager 1's finding of 500 dark objects has unlocked a new avenue for space travel. The continued study of these enigmatic beings has the potential to provide new information about the universe, refute accepted beliefs, and lead to important discoveries. The global scientific community's cooperative efforts emphasize the importance of this discovery and the ongoing quest for knowledge that propels space exploration. The excitement and anticipation surrounding this enormous mystery are only going to increase as we expect more revelations that could reveal even more of the universe's darkest secrets.